right, so this is what I want you to do if you really want to mess things up, if you really want to start off a freight broker business the wrong way. Go out and start seeking startup capital. Go out and start seeking a business loan. If you cannot get a business loan, go out and get a personal loan in your own name so that you can start your freight broker business. That would be absolutely the wrong way of going about starting a freight brokerage business. And if you want to be unsuccessful, that's the route that you should go. Now, for the rest of you who want to be successful, don't go that route. Here is what I would suggest that you do. I would suggest that if you do not have the money to start up a freight broker business because it's such a small amount of money, then in my opinion, you should start saving, showing discipline in that area of your life and showing that you're serious about starting a freight broker business and start saving up that money. When you get to enough money, then go ahead and get started. We're talking $5,000 or less to get started. Okay, so there's no sense, in my opinion, starting out with a loan because you're not going to be able to go out and get a loan for $5,000. They're going to give it to you for more than that if you get a loan, and then guess what happens? You have a whole lot of extra money that you don't need. And do you know what happens when people have more money than they need, especially when you've started a business? You go out and find things to purchase. You go out and start looking for things that's supposedly going to make you a little bit better in whatever it is that you're doing. It's going to help you run the business more efficiently. Actually, what it's doing is you're going to be paying for something and you're probably not going to be getting a whole lot of result from it because you are not set up yet right. Your business is not set up right yet. So having a whole lot of extra tools just gives you a whole lot of extra tools. Doesn't mean that it's going to help a whole lot as it concerns your business, right? So I would say start out with your own money. That way you're not starting out in the hole. You're not starting out having to pay back any loans. You start out even. And then you have a much better chance of building a successful business because here's what you have to understand. When you first get started, you're not making any money. And you have new expenses with the business. So don't get additional expense like a loan to start off because that just makes things a whole lot harder. The best thing to do is to show some discipline and start to save the money. And once you get that money, then you go ahead and start your business. You would find yourself in a much better position if you went about it that way. Now, here's the thing. People are spending a lot of my time talking about capital. It's talking about how they need to go out and get business loans. But think about it for a minute. Your business hasn't done anything. It hasn't proven itself. All your business right now is an idea, a thought in your mind. When it really is something is when it goes out and start making money. Then it's something then, right? So you have to get it to that point. You have to have some financial backing. You have to be able to show that your business is earning money. You have some finances to back you up. When you say, hey, I want to go and get a loan, okay, I want a loan from a bank. This is what my business has done over the last 6 months, 12 months. This is the type of credit that I have right now as far as my business is concerned. I have a credit card. I've had that credit card now for the last 8 months, and I've paid it on time every time. I have 2 more trade lines on my credit as well. Right? And I'm making money every month, X amount of dollars, whatever that amount is. Now they see finances. Now they can see the numbers and they can justify giving you X amount of dollars because you deserve it now because your business is worthy. It's shown that it is worthy of an investment. But when you don't have anything, it's not worthy of an investment just yet. So you should be focused on building the business, getting the business so that you can start doing business with customers. When you start doing business with customers, then we're getting ready to start rolling because that's when money starts to come in. That's what it's about. Don't concern yourself with going out and getting loans. That is working against yourself. And I know you hear people talk about all the time, using other people's money and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's good for some people. Some people are really good at leveraging money, borrowing money, and then using that money to go out and invest it, using it to invest in businesses. But we're talking a small fraction of people. You are very likely just getting started and you don't have that type of skill set just yet. Most of us don't. So first, get the business and start seeing what it is that you need to do to get that business to start making money. Then start doing it. Once you start doing it, now you can say, oh, okay, I'm making money now. Then you can maybe look at going out and get a loan if you want to do it at that time. If you see a reason to say, hey, I need to make some technological advancements in my business. I need to step up my TMS system or whatever it is that you might need to do. You can do it based off of clear knowledge now. You understand what's going on. You've been doing it and you're saying, hey, let me bring in something else and this will help me to take my business to the next level because I can do this, this, and this with it. There's a reason, there's a method to the madness. When you just go out and get a loan and you just have money at the start of a business, you start chasing a whole lot of different things because you don't know what, to spend money on. So the idea is to say, okay, let's go out and try this. Let's go out and try that. Trying different things, all of those different resources, that's not what makes money. You getting in that office, giving the time to the business. You see, that's the difference. People want to talk about money and capital, but the real thing that you have to be willing and committed to giving is your time. And that's what the reason most people are not successful in a business, because they don't want to give the time. The time is what is important. That is what you have to give. When I ask people when they're coming into the freight broker business, okay, so what type of time commitment are you planning to make to this business? Will this be a full-time venture or will it be a part-time venture? Oh, they say, well, I still have a job right now, so it's going to be a part-time venture. I said, okay. So how much time are you actually going to spend on this business? Per day, what do you see yourself doing as far as time commitment in this business? And that's when they start saying, well, I haven't really thought about that just yet. That's something that you really need to think about, because that is what determines whether you're successful or not. Not how many loans you got, not how many credit cards you have. What really determines whether you're going to be successful in a freight brokerage business or a trucking business is the time you're willing to put into it. That's it. Everybody wants it to happen right now. We all want it to happen now, right? But it just doesn't work out that way. Only works out that way for maybe somebody who hits the lottery. Bam, you just come into a whole lot of money. That's not how it works in business. It's one day at a time. It's building one carrier at a time, one customer at a time, right? And you start to get momentum. You start to get on a roll from there. But it's going to take time. And you have to be willing and committed and dedicated to giving time. Everybody wants to make it about money. It's not about money. You can have all the money that you can imagine to get started and you can still fail, right? You can still fail because with money, you just make other people rich by buying all of these different things. You need to really come into the business to evaluate it, to understand it before you start spending money, right? Yes, you're going to need some core systems to get started. You purchase those systems, you start using those systems to move freight and start making money. And then you say, okay, well, I see a way now that I can get a bigger customer. I can move more of their freight if I had a different type of TMS. Then you say, okay, let's spend the money to go and do that because it makes sense now. But when you're just chasing things, when you're just starting out and you're chasing different things, that's going to leave you in a situation where you end up spending a whole lot of money and you don't get a whole lot from it. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I certainly hope this information has been helpful. If you're interested in learning about the freight broker business, check out my 5-video series. I'll leave it in the description box. If you want to know how much it's going to cost you to get started in a freight broker business, I'll leave a free video right here. Until the next time, I wish you the very best in your life and business. See you at the very top, because the bottom is much too crowded.